Even more companies are taking a stance against the Roe v. Wade reversal. Joining us now is NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan. Welcome back. So who is coming out against this ruling? A lot of companies taking a stand, even going as far as to pay for women's travel to get a legal abortion.
Yeah, we're seeing most major Fortune 500 companies come out and tell employees, oftentimes more subtly, just issuing an internal memo that they will pay for abortion regardless of where employees live. Some have tried to be a bit more nuanced, saying that they'll just pay for out-of-state health care. But at this point, companies, like a Goldman Sachs, a Facebook, and Netflix have all spoken with employees and assured them that they will have access to abortion. But of course, about half of all Americans work for small businesses, and so it's unclear what their fate will be.
Yeah, and we're seeing a list of these companies here. Are there any notable companies who have voiced their support of this decision?
Yeah, so a few have obviously tried to be more subtle because this is a very polarizing issue, but other companies like Disney, Levi Strauss have gotten political and been more vociferous about their support of abortion rights.
Right. And is this the kind of thing that every company will have to take a stand on? What stakes are involved? I mean, is everyone getting kind of involved in political decisions?
It's such a difficult needle to thread. I think CEOs feel that their hand is being forced to address this issue because it affects their employees in a way that a lot of other political issues have not affected them. But I think since the Black Lives Matter movement, we've seen companies increasingly get political. But again, it's a difficult issue because no matter what stance you take, you're going to offend about half the country. So CEOs obviously have to be really careful about this, and that's why I think we've seen so many companies be more subtle about telling employees, we will support you if you need an abortion, but they don't say anything publicly about the Roe v. Wade decision.
On the other hand, though, does it play into the type of employees they're trying to attract, the type of employees they want to match their corporate culture?
Well, that's exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. And so we've seen employers really bend over backwards to assure employees that they'll be fine. And it's interesting. I think it's going to kind of put a check on this trend we're seeing of so many companies leaving blue states, going to red states for the tax benefits. So a company like Tesla left California. They want to go to a tax haven where it's a very favorable business environment. But now they're facing the decision of, can we stay and operate here when our employers are very angry about this Roe v. Wade decision? Google sent a notice to every employee in a red state saying that if they no longer felt comfortable living in that state because of Roe v. Wade, they would be willing to relocate an employee, say, from Austin to New York. So companies are doing everything they can in their power. And of course, kind of the irony here is that for most of these more, liberal tech companies or large businesses, their employees live in blue states anyway. So there's really only a few employees that are affected by this, who actually need access to abortion.
And some companies don't even provide maternity leave. Will this put a fresh spotlight on other women's issues?
I think that would be the hope for a lot of these companies. But again, these Fortune 500 companies, the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgans, the Starbucks, they have the means to do this. And most of the employees who work for them also are making six figures. They have the means to go to another state if need be. And the majority of people who need access to maternity leave, paternity leave, work for small businesses that may not have the resources to support them. So again, I think the companies that are well capitalized and have the money to do this, they're doing it, but their employees are typically making enough money that maybe they don't need the assistance of their employer.
All right, Lydia, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.